Joe Biden has shown, time and time again, that he has no compunction against lying if it means shifting the blame away from himself. We mentioned some of his lying about inflation earlier. We've seen him blame everyone and everything else, rather than take the blame and take the right steps to address it. His latest excuse is Vladimir Putin, despite the fact that inflation has been raging for several months, long before Putin invaded Ukraine at the end of February. He was speaking at the House Democrats' conference in Philadelphia, and he repeated the lie, saying inflation was largely the fault of Putin. Does he think that Americans have been asleep through all the prior months of raging inflation? That he can just put one over on them? This hits Americans right in the pocket. This has made it more challenging for many Americans just to be able to afford the basic necessities. But what took a lot of nerve from Joe Biden is how he insulted Americans when he talked with House Democrats. Listen to what he tells them. "The American people just trying to stay above water don't understand this," he said, about what the Democrats did with the American Rescue Plan. You tell them what the American Recovery Act, referencing something passed under Barack Obama in 2009, is, and they look at you like, "What are you talking about?" This is what he thinks about us, that we're not capable of understanding even those basic things. Somehow, we just don't understand how wonderful he's made everything for us, as we're being crushed under the Bidenflation boot. If you think you're struggling, you're just imagining it. The problem for him, of course, is that we do understand, and that's what he can't stand. As far as understanding, Biden doesn't even seem to be able to understand how to even get a sentence out without getting lost in the middle of it, while having no idea what he is saying. He also had previously noted that it can be traced back to the original sin of the American Rescue Plan and the massive spending by Biden, writing in a November 2021 New York Times op-ed. The original sin was the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, passed in March. The bill, almost completely unfunded, sought to counter the effects of the COVID pandemic by focusing on demand-side stimulus rather than on investment. That has contributed materially to today's inflation levels. Yet, Biden is still pushing even more spending, and refusing to acknowledge this because he knows it would put the skids on his further spending ambitions. That's why he'll blame everything else but the real cause. So, either he's evil and wants to impose more suffering, or he's the one who doesn't understand here, and he's going to find out how well Americans understand in November.